And welcome back to my Let's Play of Bioshock Infinite. Back where it began, back at the lighthouse. But, so are we gonna really go back in time and kill Cromwell? I don't think that would solve our gambling debt. Well, we'll certainly find out, won't we?
Okay. Are you sure this is what you want?
I think it is.
It's the only way to undo what I've done to you.
AD must be fertile. Hi.
Booker DeWitt, are you ready to
What
be
is this?
born again?
Why are we back here?
This isn't the same place, Booker.
Of course it is. I remember.
Are
Wait,
you ready to leave behind all
You're
that
not-
has gone before?
The
Sleep clean.
who are you?
You chose to walk away, but in other oceans,
Of the land.
you didn't. You took the baptism.
Hate your
You were
sin.
born again as a different man.
Stop.
Hate your
It all has to end. To have never started,
Wait.
not just in this world, but in all of ours.
Smother him in the crab.
Smother, 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 smother,
So we have to kill
Before
him.
the choice is made, before you are
And
reborn.
what name shall you take, my son?
He's Zachary Comstock.
Wait,
He's Booker DeWitt.
No.
I'm Comstock? What the that... What the hell? Well, that ended on a dark note. What the ever-loving shit? So, it turns out the entire time we were the ones who set all those events in motion? Although, how does killing us there stop this whole thing? And somehow we're also Father Cromwell who led that That's insane how this went about. This whole story is more batshit insane than either of the other two games. I'm gonna give it points for that. The story was batshit crazy, and they never gave you a straight answer. Even at the end, it's still very, very confusing with everything that went about, especially how we ended. She was able to pull us into Rapture in the future. I guess her powers do allow her to go to many different worlds and times, but that is still that's just so much going on at the end. Also, I probably wouldn't have ended the last video the way I did had I known the credits were coming, but here's the thing, I mean, it's not like, the credits are going to go on for a while. They usually do in these modern games, so I don't regret the choice. I definitely don't, but... So if we had been baptized, would we have become Father Cromwell then? Let me guess, I was going to say, are my headphones dead? No, the audio just dropped for a minute. These things can't be dead. But overall, I'm gonna say there are things I like and dislike about this game more than the other ones. I like that it takes place in a completely different atmosphere. So that's one thing I like, is that it takes place in a different atmosphere. Instead of going back to Rapture, we go to the floating city of Columbia, though it does tie in Rapture a little bit, which was a nice Easter egg at the end that I did not expect. The gameplay feels a little bit more, well, I don't like the vigors as much as I do all the splices from the first game. Just because it feels they're a little bit more underpowered and they use a lot more stuff. Also don't like that we can't carry things like stim packs and Eve needles the way we could in the other game. It is cool that we have a constant companion who can give us stuff. Also like that there's more people in this, because in I mean, in the first two Bioshock games, other than the random array of splicers, there aren't that many civilized people left. At least in this, there does seem to be a bit more. Also, this game does tend to throw... It's a shame that we didn't get to take out Songbird or Father Cromwell the way we thought we did, but we still got to have some fun boss fights here and there, a bit more so than the other games. I still say the finale of the first game had the best boss fight in Atlas or Frank Fontaine, whichever you prefer, but that spliced fight is still one of the best boss fights of the Bioshock series. That being said, I do like this fight more than the fight against the remains of the Rapture family, just because of how batshit crazy it is. The other one didn't feel as crazy as this. Just so much shit getting thrown at you, and it's just you, her, and Songbird, although he does more than make up for it, with how much he fucks everything up. But no, that final battle was pretty good, and like the other games, there wasn't definitely no backtracking, because once you got to a certain area, you couldn't. So... But there were fun little things to find all over the place, and navigation was actually a bit more complex, especially once you started going along the zip wires. That made it really hard to get, figure out where you were going and try to keep everything straight. This game took me a few parts less than Girls Just Want to Have Fun. Oh yeah, I did hear songs playing in there too, so that is funny. That is funny that those songs were in there. I'm probably going to get flagged somewhere along the way for some of this music. I don't care. It's fine, but yeah, no, I like this world of Columbia. I've always been a fan of steampunk, so this world in the clouds like this is pretty cool. They don't really give it a proper explanation as to how this thing is floating, especially 40 years or so before Rapture gets put underwater, because that doesn't happen until the end of World War II. This thing was up there well before that at the end of World War I. That's crazy to think, and yet they still have the old-timey technology like the ponographs and the old-timey phones, which was fun. But I would say I like the story a bit more than the others, just because of how. In the first game, once you figure out who you are, then it's not so much there's no more mystery. It's really just trying to bring a stop to Fontaine at that point. Second game, there's a bit of mystery here and there, but really it's just about getting your daughter back and stopping the Rapture family. Here, you don't know what's going on. Like, you really don't, especially with the multiple reality thing that can leave so much stuff open-ended. And the fact that you don't find out until the end how full circle it comes is crazy. But then I guess them killing you is a way to stop you from selling them off? I'm very confused. It's the kind of thing I have to research at the end from Mom for renting me the NES games. I love that. Them showing it saying NES on a game that's not on Nintendo, I like that. But man, this game took me a little bit less time than the other ones, I think. I think the first game took me like 20 parts. I forget how long number 2 did, but I don't think it was that long after. I mean, to be honest, time-wise, it might have taken me about the same time, because yeah, I've had strings of like 4-hour sessions here and there, so plus I've done it 7 hours today, so this probably took about as much time, and that's only because it was the getting lost and the combat. That's the thing. Those were the two major things, because it was really hard it was really hard navigating your way around this place, which is not a bad thing. I mean, at least they kept you. I think the other games also gave you a guide as to where to. Yeah, they do give you a guide. as to where to go, so it's not a new thing, which is fine. But no, I like the Vigors, again, are a bit underpowered. I don't like that you can only carry 2 weapons at a time, which I would have preferred being able to carry all my weapons, especially when ammo started becoming a problem, because you may not always find the weapon you're looking for either. That's kind of why I tended to hold on to the carbine and the machine gun for as long as I did, only switching them when needed, because finding them was a pain, especially later when they just threw hordes of enemies at you. I mean hordes, like the Rapture family ain't got nothing on this. That's crazy. I guess I can understand now why they tried to bring us down, though, because they thought we were him. So technically, although I guess this is another reality because somehow we're killing ourselves. Yes, because logic. There is absolutely none whatsoever. That also would make us both the main protagonist and antagonist of this game, which is even crazier to think. I do not recall a game where you are both sides of the coin. But what debt could we have been in that we'd have to give the baby up to those two? Who ended up helping us all that time? Like, why did they spend all that time helping us? And also, why did it just so many like my mind is just frayed at just so much shit going on. But that's a good thing. This game left me with so many questions. And it's gonna make me want to play the Burial at Sea DLC, because I'm gonna want to see where this goes. And if it ends at all. I mean, technically we just had our burial, so...
This is fine. It's that one line.
Yeah.
Well, he'll figure it out.
Are they...
Went back home.
What, are they showing them reading lines, or... Oh no, we're singing. That's fun. Usually credits don't have this kind of thing. Last time I remember that happening was probably Brutal Legend? I want to say Brutal Legend.
Because then it goes...
But no, this game though, despite all its flaws, is another one that I wanted to keep playing because I wanted to see what was going to happen. I was that invested. Fuck, I still have not played a bad game yet. Don't worry, I got something in mind. It's either going to be, if it's before this, you'll already know what it is. If it's after this, well, you'll find out. But I got ideas.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Just been playing too many good games as of late, but it is nice to also finally be done with the entire Bioshock trilogy. Because yes, this is blind. I don't think by my confusion to the story you would have known it's blind as all fucking hell. But that's a good thing, though. I'm glad. I started this a few years ago, actually even before the channel was up, but I just couldn't get into it at first. And then I didn't come back to it for almost a decade. But I still stand by this. I think the Bioshock trilogy is the best thing that 2K has put out. Although the WWE 2K games are getting better now, I definitely have to play everything after 2K19. But no, this is definitely the best thing that they've put out for sure, because it's so good. And honestly, I could come back and do this again, although one of my biggest problems is there's no ambiguity ending. Well, okay, the ending was pretty ambiguous, but there's no choice. Probably because the choice has already been made for us. But yeah, there's no choice. It's just, you just go to the end and that's it. I would have preferred a choice of, like in the first game. Actually in both games, it's a matter of saving or harvesting the little sisters, and then in the second game adding the thing of saving or killing all the people left in Rapture. So that led to something this. Not so much, and to be honest, we haven't even... There may be an ending cutscene after this, I'm not sure. But again, I made the right choice, because I told you I wonder if my headphones are starting to die out. They probably need I would think they probably need a charging too, which I'll definitely have to do after I'm done with all this. I really need to learn to charge shit more. That's a bit of a problem, but it's fine. Granted, I'm not missing anything, so not the end of the world. For the past, 5 minutes I've been sitting here listening to a song. Hopefully these credits won't be as long as the Spider-Man ones. Those got a little excessive and a little out of control. Especially when I had to see them at the end of every single piece of the DLC Chapter 2. That was over 2 hours worth of credits across all that. That's insane. They just keep getting out of control, that's all I can say. No, really not much. One thing I do like about this game, though, with the combat, especially, is the fact that they at least have the decency to cut the music when it's the end of the battle, so that does help. And there was a good chunk of enemies, too, and I do like how the fact that we didn't use any of the traditional stuff from Rapture down there. We used a whole lot of different, we didn't use the spliced up people. We used regular soldiers and Tin Patriots, and then the mechanics, which function as the big daddies, and even some of the ones like the firemen, which specialize in some of the vigors. So that was a nice touch. I knew there'd be a big daddy type thing up here because I knew those didn't exist yet, but I didn't know what it would be, and I didn't know the mechanic. I think is actually a lot worse than the big daddy or the big sister. That thing was tough. Probably why they didn't put that many out there, because Rapture has a lot more big daddies than this place has the Handyman.
What I want to do,
but those things suck.
What I want to do,
I hope to never fight them again.
I want to.
Although if I'd fight a big daddy, I might be underprepared for that too. Because I'm a lot weaker than either Jack or Subject Delta. I think they're a lot more powerful than Booker DeWitt. That's the thing, but then again, this does take place in the past, and Booker was not really the combat specialist like Jack was bred to be, or Subject Delta was, because he was a big daddy himself. So they were both designed to be for combat. We really know nothing about Booker DeWitt other than he owed a huge debt that set off this whole thing. And that is crazy, though. He's the false prophet. It's like he was the same guy. Okay. Now I'll be along for that food. Dinner's in a minute, but I think I'm not quite done yet, but 1893. So wait, we're back in the time? So really, though, how could we even still be around? And honestly, where? Those credits definitely didn't take as long as I thought they would, but are we...
Anna?
Wait, what?
Anna? Is that you?
So do all those... So it's left on a huge ambiguous... It's left on a huge ambiguous ending. God damn it. Well, guess that's it for that now, isn't it? Yep, that is certainly it for that. I am definitely gonna go look into... I'm definitely gonna go look into getting the DLC for this, though, because I really want to do it now and see if either there are unanswered questions, or there may even be more that I didn't expect. But man, that was crazy for sure. So all that snipping all the timelines led to finally putting everything right. Certainly seems that way, but yeah, no, I enjoyed this game though. It has its flaws. It's a little... like I said, I like it in some ways more and less than the other two games. But no, it was fine. It was fun. And I didn't want to stop playing. So that's a sign, again, of a good game. But yeah, I think this is where we bring the main project to a close, and by the time you're watching this, I'll know if I've been able to get the DLC Burial at Sea or not. So, in the meantime, though, if you liked what you saw, would you kindly give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and of course, as always, thanks for watching.